So let's rank the films I took the time to revisit last month in April of 2021. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So greetings my fellow YouTubers and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D. So this time around, I'm going to bring to you the first half of a special ranking of all the films I rewatched last month in April. It was pretty tough though, so bear with me and don't hate me for what's on here and what have you. I revisited 32 movies. Now I'm not counting specials that I saw because I managed to revisit Here Comes Peter Cottontail and The First Easter Rabbit and The Easter Bunny's Coming to Town. But those were just animated specials, so I didn't count them, so I apologize. One that was a special did make the list, okay, since it was like a short film. So, anyway, this is the first half, numbers 32 to 17. Here we go. Number 32 is But I'm a Cheerleader from 1999. Well, that's the year it actually got shown, but it didn't come out to theaters until 2000. This was formerly a guilty pleasure of mine, considering it's an LGBTQ flick, but it's kind of worn down a little bit. It's a little kind of silly and ways and what have you for an R-rated LGBTQ movie. Nevertheless, I like the performances we got from Natasha Lyonne and Clea Duvall in it. I mean, everyone else was hit or miss, but even so, it's not too bad. It was surprising to see RuPaul as his actual self, and not as a woman, you know. Number 31 is Overlord from 2018. Now, I just watched this on Prime. Unfortunately, before they even dropped the film, I rented this before, and I thought I'd revisit it, since I've been intending to, but never have. I thought this film was pretty good on the second watch. This is a kind of a sci-fi war period horror flick. I gotta say, it's pretty brutal in later on, but it's pretty good. I like the monstrous characters that the military dudes encounter. I think that's really cool. It's awesome. Overlord is. You gotta check it out. Number 30 is Mr. Magoo. Now, if you've not seen my review of this, you gotta check it out. Now, I recently revisited this on Disney Plus, and this is a guilty pleasure of mine, no matter what. It stars Leslie Nielsen as the title character, the master of myopic mayhem from the cartoon series. It's not too bad. Not really one of Nielsen's best, but he still proves to be a real comic relief and what have you. I mean, like I said, this is a mixed bag and what have you. I mean, with Jennifer Garner and Matt Kiesler and Malcolm McDowell as Cloquet. Really something. Kelly Lynch as the main jewel thief. He's always going in disguise every time. Goes right for Mr. Magoo. And it's not too bad once you give it a try. But again, if you're not satisfied, I can't say I didn't try. Number 29 is April Fool's Day, which I reviewed, well, on the actual day itself last month. I absolutely do love this. I mean, it kind of does have that surprising twist at the end, but it has a pretty good cast, which included, let's see, Amy Steele, who played Jenny in Friday the 13th Part 2. It's got some fun moments in my view. I think April Fool's Day is good, and I watched it on Prime. That's the second time I've watched it on there. So April Fool's Day, it's pretty good. Number 28 is Superhero Movie from 2008. It's sort of a guilty pleasure, even though I rented it years back at the movie gallery, and just more recently I revisited it on Tubi. Now, I gotta say, it's a mixed bag, since it's a parody of both Spider-Man and Batman Begins. Now, I forgot to mention one other thing. There is a Batman Begins parody bit, and what have you, focusing on young Rick Riker. And his dad's played by Robert Hayes, who, of course, appeared in Airplane. Anyway, it has some of the most hysterical characters and what have you. And I think it's a pretty good spoof flick and what have you than others we got recently before this, like date movie or epic movie. Number 27 is The Mouse and the Motorcycle from 1986. Now, although this was originally, well, a two-part special that aired on the ABC Weekend Specials long ago, but of course, it actually got released in its entirety as a, well, about like a less than 45-minute short film based on Beverly Cleary's book, whom we sadly lost recently this year. Of course, you know she's best known for bringing us the stories of the little mouse, Ralph S. Mouse, and Ramona Quimby and her sister Beezus. Oh, The Mouse and the Motorcycle brought back great memories. I need to revisit the others, Runaway Ralph, which, yeah, it's on YouTube, but not on Tubi like this was, or the third one, which was Ralph S. Mouse, I believe. Yeah, that's also on Tubi. If it's still there, I'll revisit. The Mouse and the Motorcycle brought back good memories and what have you. I need to think of reviewing those, maybe. Number 26 is Hop from 2011. This was the second film from Illumination Entertainment after they did Despicable Me. I will say this was just great to revisit this. This is a kind of half live action, half animated feature. I will say it's pretty funny and what have you. I mean, we got good performances from James Marsden. Kaylee Cuoco's in this. Russell Brand isn't too bad as EB. Yeah, I think Hop's pretty funny. I reviewed that on Easter, if you may recall. But Hop, it's just so much fun. I remember going to the theater to see that. Number 25 is another flick I remember going to the theater to see, and that being The Sorcerer's Apprentice from 2012, I think it was. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. It's 2010. My mistake. But yeah, this film is kind of a factual guilty pleasure. And I gotta say, it's a lot of fun. Okay, maybe not a factual guilty pleasure. It did pretty well. I love the performances we got from Nicolas Cage and Jay Baruchel. Alfred Molina playing the bad guy was real good. Teresa Palmer was really good. I definitely need to review this when I can and what have you. But Sorcerer's Apprentice is so much fun. It's a blast. I loved it. Next, number 24. Here's another film I recall seeing, and this was a few years back. And that was I Can Only Imagine. Yeah, the story on the front man of Mercy Me, the Christian rock band, and his inspiration to create that popular number that has become one of the biggest selling Christian songs there ever was. Yeah, guy who played him was the big guy in charge of Mercy Me. To that song was real good. Dennis Quaid, really good. It was cool seeing Amy Grant in this. Yeah. This was pretty good. After we watched that, someone at work brought that. We usually have a little movie time if we have a free time when we decide to take a break from work or doing our classes and what have you at work, where I work at, okay? But anyway, I Can Only Imagine. It's a good movie. I really do love it. Number 23 is A Mighty Wind from... Hang on a second. When did this come out again? From 2003. I thought it was. I just had to make sure. Yeah, A Mighty Wind from 2003. Now, this film is a mockumentary from Christopher Guest. You know, the guy who brought us Waiting for Guffman and Best in Show. And I believe he was also involved in that film, This Is Spinal Tap. Yeah, I think this film's pretty good. I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times long ago on HBO, and I thought I'd revisit it. I didn't get a chance to revisit Best in Show or give up Waiting for Guffman a chance, but I'll give that one a chance someday. I'm not sure if they're still on Tubi or not, because it's where I watched it. A Mighty Wind was definitely a real good mockumentary about these folk groups that get back together for a big reunion. Really something. It has lots of the people we've seen in guest movies, like Mr. Guest himself, Eugene Levy, Michael McKean, Parker Posey, Catherine O'Hara. Oh, the list goes on. Yeah, A Mighty Wind is definitely a fun movie. If you've not seen this, I'd recommend it. I'll need to review that sometime down the road. I really will. Anyway, number 22 is Freaky, which I recently got not so long ago on DVD. I just rewatched it a second time, and it's good and what have you. From last year, Vince Vaughn is absolutely real good, and yeah, and oh, dang it. Give me a second, everyone. I apologize. I don't really want to get up and get to my Catherine Newton. She was very good in this too. Once they swap bodies, believe me, the fun really begins. This was like Freaky Friday with a little bit of a slasher feel in it, except it's a man and a girl who swaps bodies via a magical dagger. Yeah, Freaky's just a blast. I loved it. Number 21 is Detroit Roxy. This film I have not seen in a long time. This is a guilty pleasure. Now, I did a review of this a couple of years ago, and I watched it on Tubi. It's great. I mean, it's about these four crazy dudes in the 70s who have a Kiss tribute band or something called Mystery, and they got tickets to Kiss, but one of them's mother, who was part of like a religious group or something like that, calls Kiss Nights Insane Service, torches the tickets, and now they gotta find a way to get them back, and goes to the big Kiss concert, but they blow it every time. But it's got great performances and from everyone. I really like it, and it's awesome. I mean, it's got Edward Furlong, Giuseppe Andrews, and James DeBello, who I recall was also in some other movies. I know he appeared in American Pie and also Scary Movie 2, and he was also in Cabin Fever. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm trying to. Oh yeah, and Sam Huntington. Yeah, that's who it was. Yeah, I have to say Detroit Roxy is a blast, and we get cameo. Well, get to see the actual Kiss, the original four, which of course were formed. Well, the original four. You already know who the original four members of Kiss are. Duh. But anyway, it's become a cult classic, and I really love it. Number 20 is Airport from 1970. Now, this is only the second time I've seen this. I decided to count my stay, and since I saw most of it on Movieplex a few years ago, and I watched it on Tubi, and I gotta tell you, it's really good. This is what really started the disaster film craze. With a great all-star cast, you can't go wrong with this. And I mentioned two of the sequels in my first time views ranking for April 2021. If you've not seen the video, check it out. But I'll put that when I bring up the suggestions. Airport's definitely a great disaster film. It's really good. Number 19 is Mystery Men from 1998. I absolutely loved seeing this movie. I've watched it numerous times on Stars. It's based on the Dark Horse comics series of the same name. It's got Ben Stiller, William H. Macy, Hank Azaria. Let's see. Kel Mitchell, Paul Rubens, Janine Garofalo. Yeah, and Jeffrey Rush in one of his early one of his early American flicks. Oh yeah, and Greg Kinnear. Yeah, this film's pretty funny, and also is the first film to actually feature Ogre Boy 1992's favorite song, talking about All Star by Smash Mouth. which of course would be very popular as it was featured in the intro to Shrek. Even so, Mystery Men is definitely a fun superhero flick. I gotta review that sometime down the road. Okay, number 18 is The Burning from 1981. Now, this film is definitely a classic slasher. I think you know this one. I've already reviewed this one. It's about, well, after an accident happens to this here caretaker at this camp, goes horribly wrong. He gets horribly burnt, but survives and grabs a pair of garden shears and goes to a camp to take down all sorts of teens and what have you. Especially gets them when, well, four of them were on a raft. One of the most infamous scenes in horror history, you know. But anyway, seeing The Burning on Tubi on my big screen TV for the first time, that was really awesome. Alright, here's the last one I'm going to do for this because I'm going from 32 to 17. So, number 17 is The Girl Next Door from 2004. I love this movie. I did have this on DVD, but I gave it away. But, however, it was the unrated version. But what I saw on Tubi, that happens to no longer be on there, I watched the theatrical version. It's almost close. I can find the things that I saw in the unrated version that are in that version, you know. I liked Emil Hirsch in this. He's pretty good. But it was Alicia Cuthbert as the title character who absolutely turned me on. Yeah. Oh, gosh, she was such a doll. If you know what I mean. But yeah, I love The Girl Next Door. It's just about this dude who apparently managed to get help and bring this foreign exchange student over to his school with the help of a porn star. Yeah, who happens to be his next door neighbor. Really funny movie. The Girl Next Door is absolutely hysterical. If you've not seen it, I gotta recommend that. But even though I've yet to review that movie, but I will sometime down the road. And that's it for the first half of this ranking. What did you think of this? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below. Subscribe to my channel as well. Be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned for part 2 of this ranking coming up next time. And if you like this, check out these recent videos I had done. I'll mention a few of them. In the upper left-hand corner is a spoiler-free review I did for Freaky. The upper right-hand corner is my review of Hop. Or, if you'd like, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my recent ranking of first-time watches from last month. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.